Xabi Alonso, elegant off the pitch, ruthless off it. The man you remember for those inch-perfect passes and calm leadership? Yeah, he just quietly pulled off one of the scariest managerial transformations in modern football. He took a relegation-threatened Bayer Leverkusen and turned them into an unbeaten, title-winning, trophy-hunting machine. Not by luck, not by buying superstars, but with a chessboard brain, tactical wizardry, and a calm exterior that hides the cold precision of a footballing assassin. But what happens when that same mastermind, crafted under the lights of Bosque, Mourinho, and Guardiola, gets handed the keys to Real Madrid? Chaos. Absolute chaos. Because what Alonso is building isn't just dominance, it's domination with pure elegance. And nobody's talking about it. Yet. Until now. You might have to sit back on this, because it is the scary truth about Xabi Alonso. Before he was feared on the touchline, Xabi Alonso was feared in the middle of the pitch. Born in Tolosa and raised in a footballing family, Alonso's father, Perico, was a legend in Spain. Xabi, he was destined to be more. He started at Real Sociedad, but it was his move to Liverpool that made Europe sit up. That iconic Champions League win in Istanbul, Alonso was the calm conductor amid chaos. After Liverpool, he shone at Real Madrid. Then, Bayern Munich, earning respect not just from teammates, but from three of football's most brilliant tacticians: Del Bosque, Mourinho, Guardiola. That's not a coaching tree, it's a footballing Mount Rushmore. Del Bosque taught him serenity and strategy, the ability to control tempo and read the game 3 steps ahead. Under Mourinho, Alonso learned ruthless pragmatism, how to grind out wins in any competition, and with Guardiola, it was all about structure, fluidity, and intellectual control. You don't just play under those names and leave unchanged. Alonso didn't just absorb their teachings, he stitched them into his DNA. Every press-resistant turn, every sweeping long ball, every calm reset under pressure, it was a preview of the future manager we're now witnessing. So, when he finally transitioned from player to coach, nobody should have been surprised. What's scary isn't that he's good at managing, it's that he might already be one of the best, and he's only getting started. When Xabi Alonso took over Bayer Leverkusen in October 2022, the club was sinking like a stone, hovering one spot above dead last. It wasn't just a gamble, it was football insanity. But this wasn't just any manager stepping in. This was Alonso, the silent tactician, ready to test theories he'd been collecting, like football's version of Einstein. And what followed? A tactical transformation worthy of a Netflix series. Alonso didn't walk in and demand signings, he engineered solutions. He took a struggling squad full of players written off as average and turned them into a system. Everyone had a role, everyone had a purpose, and suddenly everyone had a belief. He introduced a fluid 3-4-2-1. Defenders morphed into playmakers, wingbacks became weapons, midfielders like Xhaka, commanders of chaos, and young stars like Florian Wirtz evolved into killers with vision. The team pressed high, passed like artists, countered like assassins. They didn't just win, they erased teams. By the end of the 2023-24 season, Leverkusen weren't just in contention, they were rewriting Bundesliga history. 34 games, 0 losses. The first team in Bundesliga history to go unbeaten for an entire season. That's no small feat. It is crazily wild. It only takes a legend to do legendary stuff. Not only that, they bagged the league title, snatched the DFB Pokal, and came one match short of completing a treble, only failing in the Europa League final. And here's the kicker. Their total transfer spend? Pocket change compared to Europe's elite. No Galacticos, no egos, just football, perfectly coached. This wasn't a Cinderella story, it was a clinic. Alonso didn't just rewrite Leverkusen, he reinvented them. And everyone watching realized this man wasn't just good, he was inevitable. Imagine giving Iron Man a fully stocked lab. That's what's about to happen at Real Madrid. Xabi Alonso, who just turned Bayer Leverkusen into invincibles with 0 superstar egos, is now walking into a club stacked with world-class talent and unlimited resources. Vinicius Jr., Bellingham, Aurelien Tchouameni, Federico Valverde, and a bench deeper than the Marina Trench. But here's the twist, Real Madrid isn't easy. This isn't Leverkusen. In Madrid, you don't build, you deliver from day one. And yet, Alonso might be the only man who can pull it off. Why? Because he has Madrid DNA. He played there, he's won there. He knows what the fans expect, And more importantly, he knows how to get it without sacrificing style or substance. He'll need time, no doubt, implementing his intricate system at a club where patience lasts about 5 seconds. That's the real test. But once his tactics lock in and his midfield starts operating like a Swiss watch, Europe's in trouble. Alonso isn't just coming in as a replacement for Carlo Ancelotti or only to manage Real Madrid. No, he's coming to conquer Europe all over again. And this time, it's personal. Imagine what this man would do to the midfield at his first managerial experience at Real Madrid. For over a decade, Luka Modric wore the number 10 like a crown. He didn't just play for Real Madrid, he defined them. But kings, they don't rule forever. And now, under Xabi Alonso's reign, a new name is being whispered in the halls of Valdebebas: Florian Wirtz. It's what happens when he does. Is this just a new signing, or is Wirtz the chosen heir to the Modric throne? Alonso knows Wirtz. He raised him. At Leverkusen, he didn't treat him like a prospect. He made him the system's axis. Free roaming, press-resistant, unmarkable. Now imagine that in Madrid colours. A midfield of Camavinga, Valverde, and Tchouaméni as the foundation. Bellingham as the battering ram. And Wirtz, the brain. Alonso's Madrid isn't built on chaos. It's chess. And Wirtz is the queen piece, moving anywhere, creating everything. But replacing Modric isn't tactical. It's spiritual. Can Wirtz handle that weight? Alonso thinks so. He's not just planning for goals, he's building a new identity. And if Wirtz becomes what Alonso believes he can be, we won't be talking about a replacement, we'll be witnessing a rebirth. Xabi Alonso doesn't just coach football, he engineers it. His vision? Controlled chaos. Forget tiki-taka, gegenpressing, or catenaccio. Alonso's style is an evolved Frankenstein of all three. Possession with venom, pressing with discipline, defense like a steel trap. His teams move like clockwork until they don't. Then they strike like lightning. Every triangle on the pitch has purpose. Every pass has a destination. He builds teams like puzzles, where even the bench players fit the bigger picture. Now, as he brings that system to Real Madrid, the stakes are higher. But so is the potential. With talents like Bellingham, Valverde, Camavinga, and Vinicius Jr., Alonso isn't just inheriting a squad, he's inheriting a dynasty in waiting. One that could dominate not just Spain, but the Champions League for years. But here's the scary truth. Xabi Alonso doesn't want to dominate, he wants to redefine. Football as we know it is about to shift. Systems will be copied, clubs will scramble to adapt, players will study his blueprints, the way they did with Guardiola in 2009. And well, we're witnessing the early stages of something legendary. Football has seen legends, managers who have reshaped eras, but what's coming with Xabi Alonso? It's different. Because while the world is obsessed with the stars on the pitch, Alonso's becoming the most dangerous man off of it. He doesn't scream on the touchline. He doesn't need viral press conferences. He just wins. And he does it by turning underdogs into monsters, talent into machines, and tactics into nightmares for opponents. In a few years, people won't be asking if Xabi Alonso will change football. They'll be wondering how they didn't see it coming sooner. Because this isn't just a comeback story, it's a power shift. And Xabi Alonso? He's just getting started, and when Real Madrid lift their next trophy under his command, just remember, you heard it here first. Will Xabi Alonso succeed at Real Madrid? Will he take Europe's most powerful club and forge them into a treble-winning machine? That's the question every football fan is asking. And if history has taught us anything, it's to never bet against Xabi. He's not just walking into Madrid, he's walking into destiny. But hey, that's our take. Now it's your turn. Will Real Madrid dominate under Alonso? Will they win the treble? Drop your predictions in the comments right now. And if you love this deep dive, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss what happens next in this football revolution. Because trust us, this story is just beginning.